Good evening, everybody. I am Goddess Kendra. Welcome to my channel. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. So, Miss Cardi B has been hanging with the Kardashians. Now, under this photo, it said, "I'm officially a part of the rich people club. I'm not poor anymore. Mwahaha. P.S. I'm selling one of Kris Jenner's napkins on eBay." Now, we all know to be in the industry, you must sell your soul, and to hang up with the higher up people and higher witches, you have to sell out. Every time people hang with the Kardashians, something terrible happens and people begin to act strange.
Hello, mother. Kardashian curse is every male figure that comes and dates a Kardashian, their life kind of just goes downhill after that.
Basketball players, entertainers, actors, beware.
In the night I hear them talk, coldest story ever told. Somewhere far along this road, when he lost his soul, the woman so heartless.
Kardashian curse.
This is what Kim Kardashian wants a divorce from Kanye West after 2.5 years.
How could you be so heartless? How could you be so cold as a winter when it breeze you? Just remember that you're talking to me though. You need to watch the way you're talking to me, yo. I mean, after all the things that we've been through. I mean, after all the things we got.
Kardashian curse.
I actually thought about that because at first it was a big joke to everybody.
Yeah.
I think everything happens for a reason.
A Kardashian curse.
I wouldn't deny it.
He never wants to take accountability for his own actions. He wants to always put the blame on someone else.
I am not the person that they're trying to make me out to be.
Because as much as the evidence may show you that it's possible.
Yeah.
Disick had spent 9 years dating Kourtney Kardashian, and now that he's split up with her, he thinks that he is facing a string of bad luck, and claims that the same is true of every other man who has ever left a Kardashian woman.
A Kardashian curse?
Not real.
Are you joking?
I'm offended.
But in Africa, there's always been sayings.
The Kardashian curse.
Sometimes you can't deny what you see.
She got a facial using her own blood.
No, it really is, man. Like, when you think of it, the evidence all point to it.
Is it really a Kardashian curse?
Hello, mother.
I'm offended.
Oh, that hurts so badly.
It is something to think about, though, man.
Yeah.
It's a big star. I don't need to be dealing with you peasants like this. It's hard for me to keep my composure. To everybody that I know and that supports me, I'm sorry, but it's just it. The dog has to bite back. That's it. Y'all won. Y'all beat me down. Degraded me. Said I would do everything in the world. I'm a womanizer, a drug addict, everything.
So you just never know. But I think that's a myth that I think we're gonna be investigating for a minute. And I think, I believe me, my eyes are wide open. I kind of want to, investigate this a little further, just out of just for fun. But
it's over. If it happens again, I will air everything out.
All right. That's it.
Bitches ain't shit. We don't love them hoes, and it's like that. Niggas need to stop giving these bitches all the attention. That's why niggas is dying now. When these hoes get horny, niggas die. Hoes get horny, niggas die. Watch, every time.
Really? I was trying to be a whore.
We gotta start saying fuck these bitches, man. Because if you don't, you're gonna end up killing each other. We're gonna all die.
I'm offended.
Ladies and gentlemen, free and independent.
You're listening to Controversy Radio with your hosts, Jesse and Celicia.
Do you think there really is a such thing as a Kardashian curse, or maybe these guys just all have really bad luck?
it could just be bad luck.
And what about witches? They have souls too.
They do, but they have deeded them to the devil himself in exchange for powers and all that they desire.
The witch hunt has begun.
In 1809, a dark-haired woman strode through the deep forests of Armenia. The rain lashed down through the trees, the water making her robes heavy and thick. But she was determined. The young woman was Kekel Kardashian, the great-great-great-great-grandmother of Kim, Kourtney, and company. She was beautiful, but her life was hard. At 19 years of age, she had had her first child. Intent on forging a better future for her offspring, Kekel sought out the witch clan of the Chicago woods. The witch clan possessed powerful magic, dark spells, and ancient curses that had made them enemies of the Armenian state. Now, deep in the dark woods, they practiced their arts away from the prying eyes of an increasingly modern and intolerant society. Kekel walked for days, her dark eyes fixed to the rough and ancient trails of the vanished woodland tribes. Follow your heart, they had told her, and you will find the clan. But be careful, they had said, for the witches will demand much of you, much, much more than you can imagine. Finally, Kekel came upon a clearing. Gnarled trees rode up from the earth like tortured hands. Beyond the rough clearing, beyond the dark earth, the mouth of the cave gaped open like the throat of the beast. Within, faint trees of flame cast the shadows in the depths, ghostly tremors of light and movement. Witches, Kekel cried. Hear me, her words echoed back from the cave, unnatural and stripped of all humanity. I come seeking a better future for my kin. I offer you all that you wish to take. I offer you my soul. Soul, soul, soul. The word echoed back, each repetition louder than the last. Movement, solid movement from within. Cloaked and hooded figures began to emerge. They moved like flowing mud, connected to the ground, to the soul of the ancient earth. Soul, you say? Said the first, a woman's voice. But something more, something stronger. 4 witches now stood in the clearing, eyes fixed upon Kekel from beneath her tattered hood. Soul? You have a soul? A soul to give? I have a strong heart, but my life is troubled, said Kekel. No matter how hard I try, I cannot make my way in this world. I ask nothing for myself, but I ask you now to give me fame, fortune, and physical beauty to my offspring and to my future generations of Kardashians. Make the Kardashians famous and free them from my toil. The second witch now spoke. Fame, fortune, and physical beauty? You ask no more? Nothing more, wise witches, nothing more. And so it shall be. But first, you must do the dance of the Chicago. The other witches cried with glee. The dance? The dance! She shall do the dance of Chicago. Kekel stopped and stepped closer. I shall do the dance. Tell me how. And so it was that Kekel Kardashian submitted to the dance of Chicago, an ancient dance that witches enjoyed more than any other. They ordered Kekel to disrobe, to stand naked in front of them, and so she did. She stood in all her perfection upon the dark earth of the clearing, and the rain began to fall upon her perfectly formed breasts, her smooth thighs, her raven hair, the cleft of her exquisitely formed buttocks. But the witches then adorned her in preparation for the dance. They placed a hedgehog upon her head. They hung a leopard's tail from her buttocks. Clench, they cried, clench! They affixed the tiny beaks of 2 snowcocks to her protruding nipples. Her feet were placed inside the severed paws of a giant bear. Now dance, they cried, dance the dance of Chicago. Kekel was a terrible dancer, but she tried. Oh, how she tried. The witches were happy, and they began to sing amidst boughs of hysterical laughter. She dances, the dance of Chicago. What a fool she looks, what a tit, as she dances with a hog on her head and a bear on her feet. Kekel looked like an idiot. The witches laughed uncontrollably, snorting and cackling, and occasionally releasing foul-smelling farts as they watched her performance. One even rolled around in the dirt, doubled over in her glee. They had taken her dignity for their own amusement. They had also drawn impressively detailed sketches of the dancing Kekel,
which they later sold to the Armenian press. They then released gossip throughout the nation telling of her ridiculous dance. And so it began. Keko returned to the village, but her family and friends shunned her. She had become a joke in society. She had returned to the dark woods, where she remained isolated and alone, with her only child for company. But the witches had not lied. Keko was damned to loneliness, but her child and all of her female descendants received what the witch clan of Chicago had promised: fame, fortune, and physical beauty. Nothing more. Talent, wisdom, dignity, such things have become lost to the line of the Kardashian women, but they have always had a strange capacity for achieving fame, fortune, and physical beauty. But nothing more. Nothing more. And that is why the Kardashians are famous. At least, it seems to make much sense as any other story.
Every other lady saw the wild. No matter where I go, I see the same hole. Every other city we go, every other lady saw the wild. No matter where I go, I see the same hole. Every other city we go, every other lady saw the wild. No matter where I go, I see the same hole. Every other city we go, every other lady saw the wild. No matter where I go, I see the same hole. Every other city we go, every other lady saw the wild. No matter where I go, I see the same hole. Every other city we go, every other lady saw the wild. No matter where I go, I see the same hole. Every other city we go, every other lady saw the wild. No matter where I go, I see the same hole. Every other city we go, every other lady saw the wild. No matter where I go, I see the same hole. Every other city we go, every other lady saw the wild. No matter where I go, I see the same hole. Every other city we go, every other lady saw the wild. No matter where I go, I see the same hole. Every other city we go, every other lady saw the wild. No matter where I go, I see the same hole. Every other city we go, every other lady saw the wild. No matter where I go, I see the same hole. Every other city we go, every other lady saw the wild. No matter where I go, I see the same hole. Every other city we go, every other lady saw the wild. No matter where I go, I see the same hole. Every other city we go, every other lady saw the wild. No matter where I go, I see the same hole. Every other city we go, every other lady saw the wild. No matter where I go, I see the same hole. Every other city we go, every other lady saw the wild. No matter where I go, I see the same hole.
Gotta give Humphries credit now in his 8th year in the league. Started off as a role player, become now a starter.
I mean, you stated the fact.
Right?
You really laid it out very clearly.
How do you argue with that?
You really can't. The facts are there.
Scott Disick has reportedly been living in a drug rehabilitation center in Malibu, seeking treatment once again for his well-documented demons. He reportedly went to some Costa Rican hallucinogenic treatment facility in March. Then he checked into another facility in Florida in July, once again for his well-documented demons. Is announced just hours after his friend and former close family member of the Kardashians, Lamar Odom, remains in critical condition after he was found unresponsive with a system full of drugs in a Nevada brothel.
It's over. If it happens again, I will air everything out.
Tired of the lies, tired of the rumors, Time motherfuckers lying, saying shit that's not true. Fuck TMZ because y'all motherfuckers is liars too. Straight lying on my cousin, bashing his name.
And now we've got Lamar, who's been living it up in Hollywood with the Los Angeles Lakers, only to be traded to Dallas.
This nigga was in a fucking hospital, almost dying, fighting for his life, and y'all talking shit. Let me tell you something. This is my fucking blood cousin. Grew up in the same house together. He is Lamar Odom, 2-time NBA champion, 6th man of the year. He worked hard for everything he fucking has. Fuck the Kardashian show. She a fucking fake bitch, and I do not like her, and I do not like her family because they fucking fake, always doing shit for fucking money and fucking views for your fucking show. Fuck y'all. And it hurts me because my cousin really loved Chloe. He really cared about her.
Even at the risk of my own success, my own career, I've been sent here to give y'all the truth.
West was being treated for sleep deprivation when his doctor reportedly called 911 saying he was psychotic.
This morning, new details are emerging about Kanye West's alleged mental state as he was rushed to the hospital. Heard on this fire department dispatch call obtained by TMZ.
Rescue 41, psychiatric emergency, Morrill Avenue.
The 911 call came in around 1:20 p.m. on Monday after West was reportedly acting erratically. Paramedics and the Los Angeles Fire Department rushed to the Hollywood home of his personal trainer, where, according to TMZ, officials spoke with West for 90 minutes before following protocol for a psychiatric patient, restraining him, and taking him to UCLA Medical Center for an evaluation.
The doctor called 911.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
When his doctor reportedly called 911 saying he was psychotic.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
And said that Kanye was suffering a temporary psychosis.
Yes, Kanye's legally blonde! And also legally released from the hospital where he spent 8 days being treated for a mental breakdown. Remember that?
Kourtney and Kim fed their family a human placenta.
Is it a brisket?
Yeah. Cut you guys a piece?
Oh, it's nice and tender. That knife just melts right through.
Who's going to have the first taste?
Ladies and gentlemen, free and independent.
You're listening to Controversy Radio with your hosts, Jesse and Celicia.